Hi guys, it's Wednesday, so you know what time that is? It's time to unbox some chase cars. But before we get started, I want to thank all of you very much that participated in the wagon challenge. I'm sure there's still some of you guys getting ready to do it and have not done it yet. That's why I'm not going to do the shout outs yet and the thank yous with specific names. But the ones that have done it already and the ones I've watched, you know who you are, so I greatly appreciate it. Um, and I know Saul from Saul's Diecast Odyssey, he started a race car challenge. So I will be doing that this Saturday. So I will be participating in that one too. I just had to go with my regular scheduled program with the Chase unboxing today, but I will be taking part in that challenge on Saturday with the race cars. So thank you, Saul, for giving us another diecast challenge, especially with the race cars because I absolutely love race cars. It's one of my main collects, so I will definitely enjoy that one. And if you guys haven't seen Saul's channel yet, make sure you check it out. It's really good. It's Saul's Diecast Odyssey. He has some different things from the UK and from Europe that we don't usually see in the States or even here in Asia for that matter. So definitely check out his channel. It's very cool. So, with all this out of the way, one more special thanks. I want to thank Eric T. at Decker's Toys for hooking me up with these cars, giving me the opportunity to buy these chase cars here. If it wasn't for him, I probably would have to buy these through eBay and pay some ridiculous shipping costs. So, thankfully to him, for him, I'm able to acquire these chase cars so I can unbox them and give you guys a close up look at them because not a lot of people open these like I do, so it's better to open them so you can get a good look at them. And if you don't want to open yours, well, I do it for you. So with that being said, let's get started. The first one I'm going to unbox, I don't have a regular variant of. That's why you see all these lined up here. It's to give you a look at the regular variants. Plus, I wanted to point out this again, how close it is to like the Ultra Red Chase, so how it could be deceiving to some of you guys that are not real familiar with the Chase stuff yet. So I'll point out some stuff to you guys. But the one I don't have the regular variant of is another one that was really deceiving to me. This one actually was a peg find in the States. This actually, I probably could have bought the regular one, but I didn't. And luckily there was a regular one there because I was able to compare this. Because this dark red definitely looks like this dark red car on the card and even the dark red on the box. But on the box you could kind of see some bright red. So I thought, okay, well maybe it is an ultra red. Then I found a bright red variant and it was obvious then that this was the ultra red. I don't remember what color the other one was. Like this is released. This one's kind of strange because it's version C they have over here, but release 5, whatever. But the other one was an obvious color like white, black, or blue, and then there was the bright red, and then this one. So obviously it was the ultra red. And this also occurred like the wagon did that I showed you guys in the wagon channel. The glue actually started coming undone from this blister, and I taped it back on. So this car has been in some pics before, and I just resealed it. That way I could paint it on the wall. But since I'm redoing the display case with a couple of nothing but chase car shells, I'm opening this for permanent this time. So this one is like the wagon. The ultra red feature is the paint, and with that color on the card and stuff, it is quite deceiving. And there's no like powder coated white chassis, no white interior, and no white like graphic or anything like some of them did have to kind of go along with the ultra red paint, so sometimes they can be a little bit deceiving. But this is actually one of my favorite Fords. Actually, 1964 is one of my favorite years for Ford. The 64 Fairlane, the 64 Galaxie, the 64 Country Squire, and also it was the debut year for the Mustang. Although that's not my favorite year, the 64 and a half Mustang, I prefer like a 65, 66 fastback or 67 through 70 fastback. But anyway, 64 is a great year for Ford. This one is one of their like drag pack cars. You can tell by the stance it's setting up a little high, like it has super stock springs. It has the teardrop hood, which would have probably been for a like dual quad 427 or 390. This does have the dual quads, as you can see. And I'm going to say it's probably a 427, but could be a 390. So this is really cool because, once again, like I was saying about Saul's Challenge, I'm a big race car fan. Not only drag racing, some NASCAR and some Trans Am and road course stuff, but predominantly drag racing. So this is a very cool car. One of my favorite Ultra Reds, actually, because of it being a drag car variant of the 64 Ford Galaxie. The flags, I think those are the 427 flags. Sometimes the plates will indicate like if there's something special about this, like the big block on the one the other day. Why try? This is probably not dual quads then. This may be like a tri-power 390 or something like that. Because I'm going to say that's why they have that vanity plate. Y tri, signifying tri-power. So pretty cool. Sometimes the vanity plates say it all. They will tell you like what is going on, and like the big block in the wagon, I wasn't sure about it. Now, the interior on this could be ultra red. I don't know. Actually, I do have another ultra red here with the ultra red interior, and it's the truck. So yeah, it doesn't look like the ultra red interior. It just looks like standard red interior. I would have to look at this car again on Google because as I said, it almost tricked me and I almost passed it up when I seen it at Walmart. So it was very deceiving. And anyways, highly detailed car, very nice. Just like the wagon, the round tail lights, the bullet-like style tail lights. This actually looks really cool at the wagon. I took some shots and put them on Instagram. And by the way, if you guys want to check me out on Instagram, it's the exact same name, Ron's Muscle Car Diecast, just one word. But this is on a trailer setting behind a wagon. It's an awesome setup. Love these ultra red chase cars because they're not overdone. They look like an actual real car. They're not too much. That's why I like the green paint, green machines. But sometimes it's cool to have like colored tires and colored wheels to go along with the chase paint. So anyways, that's the only one I don't have the regular variant of. So the trucks. Let's start with the Ford trucks since we're on Ford already. So let's get the white card variant, and these are going to be identical ultra red chases. There's no difference. The red and the white one are the same. The only variation is the card. So after I pop these off the card, there's no difference. They are actually going to just be doubles, but who cares? So anyways, this though I wanted to show you compared to the other ultra red that I have here of the F-150 that I was showing you the interior of just a second ago. What the differences are, because like in the first like case releases, which were the blue and the gray one, the Ultra Red is slightly different than what it is in the next case. Well, double case. There's always an A and B of like release 1, which would have been blue and gray. So release 2 would have been these guys, but it still says release 1 on the white and red card. So it's kind of hard to tell like how to distinguish like second release, first release, unless you're really following them. The one guy who's popular on YouTube is Champion DJK. He tells you like how to tell different cases and things like that. And the Hot Wheels Hunter was the one that actually told me that between each case, they'll always switch something up between the Ultra Reds, so you don't think that they're just kind of redoing the Ultra Red over and over again for each case release, but the different variants of like release A, release B are the same. Like, for example, the new Mustang Ultra Red that they released is the Cop Car Ultra Red, but the white, regular, everyday driver type of Mustang, if you get the Ultra Red of it, it's actually the Cop Car on the white card. So they are the exact same thing, just card variants, and that's it. So this one I really like more than the first release because of the chrome wheels. That's the only difference. They're the same trucks, except that these new releases have chrome wheels compared to these other release with the gray wheels. So much nicer with the chrome wheels, in my opinion. The gray wheels aren't bad, but chrome are better. If I can get it to focus in for you guys. That's always my biggest obstacle, is focusing in. But anyways, there we go. So the variants here. This guy, the first releases have white powder-coated chassis. Second releases have the Ultra Red powder-coated chassis. And I say powder-coated, I'm not sure if it is. It may just be painted, but I just like saying powder-coated, I guess. So the second release has white interior, whereas the first releases have the Ultra Red interior. So that's your differences. How to distinguish if you have a first release. This is actually the first ever release of the F-150 Chase. So if you have one with the white chassis, Ultra Red interior, then you know you got a first release. And also the gray wheels versus chrome wheels. So that's why I brought him out to show you. This so I could show you the differences and to let you know if you have like the first releases or the second releases, because sometimes people will acquire these loose and they don't really know. I do have the third segment of these coming up, but only the bright cherry red one. I'm kind of interested to see what they're going to do as the second Ultra Red feature besides the paint. I'm really hoping for colored tires, to be honest with you, because as you know, I have a thing for the colored tires on some of these chase cars. But these are very nicely done. As I said, with just the Ultra Red paint and even the white interior, it can pass for an everyday truck. So these are not overdone whatsoever. And then let's get this hood open, and it's got the highly detailed engine compartment like usual. But on these modern vehicles, it's kind of hard to see all the details because everything's usually like black plastic and rubber. But they did just like kind of make different radiator hoses, so everything is like distinguishable, like there's a different part that's not molded all as one. So they did a really nice job on their motor compartments. So hats off to Autoworld, as I usually say, for their motor compartments. And the only downside of these Ford trucks, as I said before, are these painted headlights. Like, I would have preferred to have the decals, like some kind of tampo. But as good as Autoworld usually is, I would have figured they would have put some kind of acrylic lens. But they didn't. So no big deal. Silver paint, still okay. This is still by far my favorite F-150 diecast. Of the modern F-150s anyways. And also opening tailgate. A little tight, but still opening tailgates. Very nicely detailed. nicely detailed tail lights, the backup lights, Ford emblems in the grille, on the deck lid, and then the embroidered tailgate F-150, and then the vanity plate that says tough. Going by like their commercial, it's always saying Ford tough. So pretty cool vanity plate, and you already had a look at the chassis. So I'm trying to get that to focus in a little better for you guys. Get it a little closer to the camera, but there we go. So very nicely done. And let's go ahead and take a look at the other one. And as I said, red card variant, just same truck though. And once we get it open, you'll see this. And then I wanted to point out like how close the ultra red is. I already did that when I opened the regular one in one of our videos last Monday when I was opening the trucks. But still yet wanted to show you guys again. So this is the red card variant, and that's the regular one. Here's the chase one, and I'm not really going to show you in detail this one because it's identical to the one we just looked at. So as you can see, there is no differences between the two. They're identical. White interior, ultra red paint, ultra red chassis, no difference. So it's just a card variant. But when you look at this guy, like in the package compared to this guy, it would be very, very hard to tell the difference because that crimson red Ford paint is almost identical to the ultra red. It may actually be the same paint. I'm not sure because it looks really, really close. Because sometimes the ultra red has dark spots. It's like a candy paint, so it will kind of build up on the edges really thick like a candy paint does when you're painting it. So that may be the only difference. This may be like a base coat, clear coat type of thing, or some kind of acrylic. This is more of like a candy type of paint, but they do look almost the same. So the feature to look for would be the white interior. That would probably be the first thing you would notice on the pegs, and then definitely when you flip it over, you'll notice the red chassis. So that's why I wanted to say, but when you're looking at them, like in the blister, if you're just like looking through the pegs and going like row by row and looking at the truck itself, you may overlook an ultra red, or you may think you found an ultra red if you're not really familiar with them. So just wanted to point that out to you guys. So as I said, the release version A and B are always going to be the same chases, just different card variants. So if you're a cardboard collector, then you will have like some kind of distinguished difference between the two. As for me, I'm an opener and I just do these videos to kind of show you guys, but I always have doubles if I'm lucky enough to get both. Like the Jeep that we're going to do next, I do have the blue variant too, and we did unbox that when I unboxed the regular blue Jeep. But still, same Jeep, nothing different than the one we unboxed back last month, I think it was, when I first got these from Decker Toys. We did one unboxing of the Chase, and this is the exact same thing, just on the black card. So let's go ahead and get him open and take a look at him. And as I said, usually I don't get lucky enough to get both variants, but on these cases I did. I got both card variants of the Jeep, both card variants of the F-150, and both card variants of the square body Silverado. So I was very fortunate to get all of them. But as I said, it's just basically doubles to me because I open all of them. But they're cool ones to have doubles of. So here's the Jeep, and as I pointed out before, it looks really good with this red, the Rubicon. It highlights the details compared to like the regular black. The blue, though, that they call Chief Blue, which to me is petty blue from like the 70s with the high impact Chrysler Mopar colors. But anyways, it's a really cool blue. Really like it. Always been a fan of the petty blue on the number 43 car. So on the Mopar's really cool paint job. So when it was on the Jeep, And as I said, the Chief Blue may be a couple shades different, but it reminds me a lot of the Petty Blue. So these are very nicely detailed, and as I pointed out before, the Jeep emblem, actually I was kind of a little bit deceived by it. I thought it was a chip at first, but it's actually not. It's actually the chrome Jeep emblem, which was really cool, and then it's got the very detailed motor compartment too, but once again everything's black, so it kind of all like blends together in the video, and it's hard to see even in person. It's actually better in the video because you kind of get that zoomed in feature, but you could see that the plenum of the intake, the fuel injection, is chrome, and it actually has the chrome Jeep emblem on it. They did an outstanding job on these. The little fog lights in the bumper, painted, turn signals, headlights, and something like this with the small headlights that are painted silver, not that big of a deal. I mean, it's not bad. I would have preferred decals on this too, but it's not as like noticeable as these big headlights on the Ford. That's why I said the silver paint would have been much better with a tampo or decal. These little guys, though, not that big of a deal, but the Ford F-150 headlights make up, a quarter of the front end. So very cool. Once again, this has the white interior and the ultra red base. Same thing with the square bodies from this box, or this case. So the cases prior to this, all of them had ultra red paint and white chassis and ultra red interior. I have the square body from the last case, and also these F-150's. So yeah, they keep the same features per release. So all cars will have the same ultra red features. So very cool. Little Jeep, and spare tire, tail lights, everything nicely done. No plate on this one. I don't know if the black one actually even has a plate. Here's the black variant we looked at before. No rear plate on the black one either, which is kind of strange. Usually they have like vanity plates on these, and like guess different state where they come from, but for some reason the black Jeep doesn't. I'm not sure about the Chief Blue one. So last but definitely not least is this really cool White Lightning Jeep Cherokee XJ. Really do like this. It kind of looks really good with the Land Cruiser we opened last Wednesday for the Chase unboxing. This is a very cool variant of the Jeep. I do like the White Lightnings, and once again, I'm a fan of the colored tires, so the White Lightning with the white tires is always my favorite. Even though it doesn't look like a real car, I know it's just kind of like, I don't know, cartoonish or something like that, but it's the trademark of the White Lightning. Sometimes they only had like a white base or a white interior. Sometimes they were hard to tell from the regular run. But these are pretty bluntly obvious that with the white tires. And this one is like a total whiteout, like the Toyota Land Cruiser that I showed you guys last week, with white tires, white base, white paint. This one, though, has a chrome interior, which I really thought was kind of cool, too. It kind of mimics the ultra red interior or the white interior of the Autoworlds. But as you guys probably know, like Autoworld, Johnny Lightning, and Racing Champions are all teamed up together now. They even share some of the same wheels and everything. Some of the same castings, too. Like the funny cars in Racing Champions lineup are not Racing Champion funny cars. They're Johnny Lightning funny cars. It actually still says Johnny Lightning on the base. And even the Grand Nationals and Buick T-Types in the Racing Champions lineup, if you look on the base of them, it says Johnny Lightning. So yeah, they share a lot of stuff in their lineups. So this is really cool. Really like this Jeep. And here is the regular variant of it. And it has the black interior. And we looked at this, I think, before a couple weeks ago. But yeah, here's the white one. And As I said, it's really cool. Really dig the white variant of this. It looks like a bleached version of the truck. So it still has all the details. Not as white as the Land Cruiser. The Land Cruiser, the only thing that was yellow on it was the gas cans. Everything ended up being white on that thing. So it was kind of cool. Yeah, and the red wheels on these white tires looks great. So, yeah, I was happy to add this to the collection. And it also has that plate got sand, which I think is pretty cool. So, yeah, this is our Chase unboxing for this week, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Did some Jeeps and some Fords. And this Saturday, as I said, we will be doing another challenge, and this one will be for Saul's Diecast Odyssey, and it will be race cars. So I will do kind of a combination of different racing categories. So make sure you tune back in on, probably it will be Friday afternoon for you guys, because I will do it Friday night my time. So tune back in on Friday, Saturday sometime. Make sure you turn on your notifications, the little bell, so you get an alert when I do upload a video. I always do at least 3 a week, sometimes a bonus one. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please remember to do so. And please like and share, and if you have a channel you want me to check out, please let me know. I'll be happy to check it out and watch your videos. Always love meeting new people in the hobby. That's what we're here for, is to support each other and kind of collect together. So have a great week, guys. Stay safe, stay healthy, and I will talk to you on the weekend. See you then.